There's a very popular channel out there that has said that the whole end item sell similar routine is going to cause you to be shadow banned from search. And I want to dispel that myth on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And today I want to talk to you about what I talked about on the live stream. If you're there to watch the live stream or if you watched it after the fact, we were talking about how there's another channel which won't be named in this video, a very large channel that didn't vet their information very well. Someone sent them a message saying that they felt that their account was being shadow banned because they utilized the end item sell similar routine too often. And I'm here to tell you guys that I'm making sales. I'm making consistent sales. Yeah, my traffic has fallen off just a bit, but my sales are still up there. Okay. So, for me, the idea of ending your item to sell similar is a hack. This particular person called it an old school hack, found it as a lazy way to sell on eBay, essentially, without quoting. I can quote, I have it all written down here, but that's fine. So I want to make this real clear before I go into this video any further, and that is, this is not about attacking another channel, okay? This is about correcting bad information that so happens to be from a larger channel that can negatively affect and maybe scare thousands upon thousands of people. This channel has a lot of viewers who may be unsuspecting and may think that, well, I can't use an end item sell similar too often, otherwise eBay is going to shadow ban my account. And they may already feel like they have slow sales, and they may be attributing these slow sales to them using this feature. And their slow sales may be due to a lot of different things, which is usually the case. We're looking constantly looking for reasons why our item's not selling. And I can assure you that this process is the only negative benefit, or the negative connotation, or negative whatever you want to call it, to using an end item sell similar routine is you're going to be going through your listings. So if you have a store, you only have so many listings per month to work with, and it is a very good way to chew through those listings. And if you aren't careful and your store isn't large enough, you're going to be paying insertion fees. So that's the only caveat to this process. Now, I can tell you until I'm blue in the face that it works for me and my sales are great, but I want to take you over to my secondary store where, I haven't really done that in, I think in a few days. I think I did it last week, but I still have enough available listings to work with to do this for you. And I'm going to take you over to my computer. I want to show you the process because many of you may not even know how to do this process. And whether or not you choose to use it is up to you, but this is what we do. And so let's go on over to the computer and then we'll come back and talk about it. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you my general routine. So I'm on my secondary store right now, and I want to show you what steps that I take. And it's critical that you follow this process if you're going to do something like this, because if you make a mistake, it can potentially cause you to lose listings, and that's the last thing that we want. So I'm in my active listings, but I want to go to my ended items first. So anything that's ended and sold on other sites and cross-listed that I've deleted, I want to go in here and delete those, get them out of the way. Okay, so once I've done that, and the reason is you don't want to get these caught up with your active listings that you're going to end and relist, and they'll end up getting relisted if you don't do that first step. So the first step is going to your ended and wipe that out and clear it out. Now, once we're here to active listings, I like to make sure, because I'm not going to do all of them, I'm just going to do maybe 2/3 of my store. Okay, so I look at the time left. I like to sort it with the oldest items. So anything I've listed recently is not going to appear here. It's going to appear on the last page. So on my actions, I'm going to click on this button here. It highlights or it check marks all the listings on this page, okay, as you can see. And then I'm going to go to actions and then in listings. Simple as that. In listings, okay. And I'm going to do that, let this thing do its thing here. It takes about 10 seconds. And then so it's going to show that I only have 417 listings before I had 617 in this store. So I'm going to go to actions again. I'm still under my active listings. And I'm going to go in listings again. Okay, that's the next 200. So it shows you in batches of 200. Now, I'm going to leave 217 of my most recently listed listings here, okay? And I'm going to go over to my ended items again. So we started off at ended items. I'm going to go right back to it. Now, if you mess up here and go in and delete, that's where you're going to lose listings. So at this point, we're not deleting anything. We're going to go to actions. So I have 400 listings here, as you can see. So I'm going to click on the button or the checkbox next to actions. It will bring up my first 200 items. I'm going to then click on sell similar. Now you can choose at this point, because this is your option to mass edit. You can either go through your listings and do the prices individually. You can go in and do a bulk edit of maybe the buy it now price. We're going to lower by, let's do 2%. Okay, you don't have to do this at all, by the way. You could just leave your listing the way it is and let it go. So I have 200 items selected, and I'm going to go down over here to submit all, and I'm going to submit that. And it's going to say 200 listings are now live. It's going to take me right back to my ended items. Now you can see the same items that I just reactivated or did a sell similar on are still here in the ended. Now I can delete them. So these are the same 200 items. I'm going to delete it once. Now you may get some craziness that pops up on the screen saying that it wasn't able to, something went wrong. Do not hit delete again, okay? Back out of this, because this is where you may run into a problem where eBay will hit the other 200. You don't want that, okay? So let's refresh this page. You see it only has 200 here, right? It had 400 before. So if you would have hit that button again, chances are it would have deleted the other 200 that you weren't even done working on. So I'm going to go in and sell similar on the remaining 200 items. Sell similar. Okay. Now, I'm not changing anything on this batch. Okay. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to click this top button. It check marks everything that you have on that list. And provided that, you know, your listing is still valid, they haven't changed something, or every once in a while eBay will say that a listing or two has an error. You want to fix those if that's the case. And then no insertion fee because I'm within my store limits. It's processing these. And 1 out of 200 updates failed. So something happened. As I said, you know, there's glitches all over the place. For whatever reason, it didn't promote one of the items that I had set up for promoting. But I'm not going to worry about that at this point. So again, we're back at the unsold or deleted listings, the ended listings, and we're going to highlight that. All of them will be checked, and we'll go in and delete. And I'll delete. And it may come up with that error message again. I'm not all that concerned. In this case, it didn't. I'm going to go back into my active to see if I have 617. As you can see, I have 617. And it's showing the oldest ones. Now, if we go back the other way and look at time left, it will see that we have just listed these items. Now, I'm curious. I want to see what this bathroom bar towel toilet paper holder robe hook industrial pipe fixture is showing. So I'm going to go into, I have a special search set up. So I'll go into eBay and I want to look for, let's see, go back here real quick. I want this item. Okay, it looks like that. And you know, it may show up in your actives, but it may not show up right away in search, because once you launch, and I think that's what's happening here, it's not showing up in search. So I'm going to go back here. But once you launch a new listing, and in this case, when you end item sell similar, it becomes a new listing for each and every one that you do. You're now giving your listing a new item number. It's a brand new listing. eBay looks at it as a brand new listing, and it categorizes the listing as if it was a new listing. So it has to go in and recreate whatever it does in the background for that listing. That's why you can go in and list an item right now, and you can go and try to find it in search. It won't be there because it does take a few minutes. Now, I want to, while we're waiting, because I'm going to try to do this again, I want to differentiate between relisting your item and doing a sell similar like we just did here. If you relist your item, you're essentially keeping your item number. It's the same process every month when your items refresh over. You know how that countdown from 31 days, some months it's less than that, to, you know, 1 day, right? And it shows it in red. Well, once that time's expired and you haven't done anything with the listing, it automatically relists the item. It keeps the item number, keeps your watchers, and all that stuff. It counts the listing from the number of listings you have in your store, for instance, right? Or if you don't have a store and it's not one of the categories where you may get a free listing, it will then hit you for another insertion fee, okay? Because the listings renew every 30 days or every time you end, and in this case, relist or sell similar. So now I've allowed about 5 to 10 minutes to pass since I launched those 400 listings with the sell similar. And what I want to do now is I want to go in and see exactly where this item falls into search. So you can highlight it, you can copy it, right? You can maybe open up a new eBay session and then paste that in, right? And then it'll bring up all the results that qualify. And wouldn't you know it, new listing, bathroom towel bar, toilet paper holder robe, and guess what? It says new listing, okay? I am going to get a new listing boost on this search in all the other 400 items that I just ended and sold similar for the next 24 to 48 hours. I don't know the exact time, but I know it's at least 24 hours. And you know, if we click on this, we'll see it's the same one that we have here, okay? It's the very same listing. It simply is in search with a new listing boost. Okay. Now I don't know, like I'm third on the page. Okay. And really, this is one of these. This is a unique item. So I don't know. This is sponsored at the recommended rates. So I'm not quite sure where this stacks up. But people are looking for toilet paper holders, and there is fairly high competition. As you can see, there's a number of results here. I can just scroll through, and if this particular unique toilet paper holder catches someone's eye, then it'll get the sale. But I'm on, right now I'm on the third listing. That's because I use the entire description that I'm using. Just out of curiosity, want to see where I would be if I just put bathroom towel bar, toilet paper holder. And out of all the ones that aren't, you know, industrial pipe fixtures like this one, I'm ranking second because of the promoted rates. As you can see, it says sponsored, and because of the new listing combination. It's a deadly combination, and it'll get your items up higher in search. So there you have it. And I'm just going to stick with that one example of just looking up one item, because it's going to show for the other 400 items, it's going to show that new listing, um, right next to the title. And that's how you do it. And I didn't even have to log out. If you're still having a problem finding your listing, what I would say is take, like I just did, take the first 5 words of your title. Okay, that way you're not kind of cheating like I did the first time. And go to ebay.com. Make sure that you're not signed in. Okay, not signed in. You see it says hi, sign in or register. And I'm going to do a search. Okay, bathroom towel bar toilet paper holder. And what's weird is, and I didn't expect this to happen, but it's worth at least talking about. My listing is now 6th on the results, and right here. So I don't know why I popped up as in the 2nd slot, but I've always had this theory that when it comes to search, the results aren't always going to be the same from search to search. So eBay, in their attempt to kind of share the traffic amongst all sellers, will rank your item differently from search to search, if that makes sense. And you have more chance of getting your item shown if you're sponsored with a higher promotional rate. And of course, if you have the new listing boost, your account health gets thrown into that equation, your price, your listing quality, all that does. And you notice this one doesn't say sponsored. So this is the organic one. So if someone just stumbled across this listing and they decided to click on it and buy it, I wouldn't have to pay a promoted listing rate because this is not the sponsored listing. So what do you think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this process. Yeah, it may seem a little convoluted at first, but once you start doing it, and depending on the size of your store, I wouldn't do it more than once a week, but some people only do it once a month, near the end of the month, before eBay starts to recycle the listings anyway. And some people do it in batches throughout the month. So they have 1,000 items and they'll do 100 here, 100 there, and there's nothing wrong. Whatever works for you. As you see, we had 617 items in this store. So we're not talking about thousands of items here on the secondary store. And in my main store, to be honest with you, I have about 250 items, and I'm making a ton of money over there because my ASP is high and my sell-through rate is much higher than on this store. And it just works, guys. And there is no shadow ban. Okay, so I guess the moral of this story is twofold. It is, one, to show you a process that I use, that I firmly believe in. And number 2, it is to make sure that when you're given information, whether it's my channel or any other channel out there, from any eBay, YouTube influencer, that you vet the information before you put it into action, and you are sure that the information that you're being given is accurate. And to me, one caveat is, if you're watching a channel and about halfway through they're sort of segueing over to how you can pay them X amount of dollars directly for a service or a group, then you may want to be careful. And I'm not dogging any of these services. They may be the best service or group in the world, but I would think that for most sellers out there, especially the ones that are on the desperation mode, where they are trying to figure out, how do I get these items to sell, and they're going to be more apt to fall for these things, I would rather that money go towards more product than in the hands of someone else who's making promises to you, or at least making it sound like it's too good to be true. And it probably is. I don't care how many subs they have. So my promise to you guys is, we may have a sponsor here, click this to get, this service, and I may get a small kickback. But as far as me trying to sell you on a video or a group or a service, maybe a service that's being offered, it ain't happening here, because guys, this is about helping each other learn, and it's part of a community that we're really growing. If you're not watching the live streams, whether you're doing it live or after the fact, you're missing out on a lot of good information, not just coming from me, but from those folks who are making themselves available to be part of these chats that we're having every Monday and Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I think most resellers would benefit. And if you have questions, I think if you're operating your eBay business on your island, we call it eBay Island, and really no one to ask if you have maybe something that comes up that you want to know about pertaining to eBay, well, you can drop right into the live stream. I may not have the answer, but I'm willing to bet one of the folks that are with us on the live will have an answer for you. So as I always ask you guys, please hit that like button. It's really all I ask for taking the time to make these videos. Subscribe to the channel. I know that like 60 to 70% of you who watch these videos don't even bother to subscribe. But if you really like the content, I'd appreciate that. And of course, if you really enjoy these videos and you want to be notified the next time we either make a video or go live, hit that notification bell so that happens. Guys, there's a lot of information out there on YouTube. There's a lot of information out there on the internet. And there's once an old saying that someone said to me, or said in general, I think maybe it was on a movie, that don't believe everything that you read on the internet. And the same thing holds true for videos. Do not believe everything that you hear or see on YouTube videos, because you just never know. That could be someone's understanding of a situation, and it may be totally incorrect because they didn't vet the information before jumping in front of the camera, like the situation that I'm trying to correct right now. But you know what? In this game of reselling, bad information is yet another example of how sometimes flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week, and we will talk to you very soon.